Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something that apparently I had written down in my notebook about a year ago. I guess I never really got around to making the video, but it's been a big theme going into 2025, and that is consumerism and the over and under consumption kind of core that is on TikTok. I know a big movement, I hate to call it a movement because that makes it sound trendy, but a big movement going into 2025 has definitely been a no spend 2025. And trying to really be intentional about where you spend your money and ultimately not spending it on frivolous, unnecessary things. I recently saw a video from Hannah Alonso. She talked about the overconsumption of especially beauty products and skincare in this video, and how insane these collections of skincare and makeup, and even these beauty guru people realizing, like, why do I have all this crap that I just don't need, that nobody could ever use in a lifetime? And while I think this movement of a no spend 2025 is great, I also want to be realistic. Personally, this is me speaking to my personal habits, I guess. I would love to be able to do that and fully commit to no spend on unnecessary items. Obviously groceries and stuff, you can't help sometimes but buy, gas, things like that. However, I don't want to overcommit to something that I ultimately will fail doing, but I do think there are steps and ways to really consider what you're buying. I know I saw a video too that I don't know who made it, so sorry, but I saw a video of a girl talking about like not buying anything that's on sale, because when stuff's on sale, you tend to impulse buy things that you don't necessarily need. Only buying things that are on sale if they're things you're ultimately saving for, like a new sofa or something like that. A big purchase that you're ultimately saving and working towards, rather than just spending it on clothes. Oh, this sweater went from, $40 to $20, that kind of thing. So I do think there are realistic ways to ultimately no spend or reel in your impulse purchases, and not just doing things that like give dopamine to your brain, just like swiping that credit card and feeling like, ooh, I'm collecting all this stuff that I just ultimately don't really need. It's also been interesting to see the push from users on TikTok and Instagram, actually. Anytime I see videos of influencers showing off their stuff that they just bought or whatever it may be, there's always like the top comment will be over consumerism or over consumption core or something like that, or you don't need all this crap. So I've seen a big push too from users and other people, and I think there is a big call to action of like, we have to stop destroying the earth with like all of this crap that we just don't ultimately need, and supporting companies like Amazon that are Shein or Temu, things like that, where we're just buying crap to buy crap, and it's just junk that's going to end up in a landfill and destroy our planet. And we have people like Jeff Bezos who are advocating to recall certain protections that keep people like him, businesses like him, in check, to not destroy our planet. So we really need to band together and do things to change that, and where you spend your money is one of the biggest ways you can change that. I even saw this video, which I can insert into this video, of this girl who had bought, you probably have seen it, who bought this big, I think she thought she was getting a big bow that she could have easily made herself, and she thought she was getting this big bow on Temu. Turns out it was this whole like banner thing basically that she had purchased instead. And it's like, great, now you bought this thing that's useless, that you probably don't even want, that was clearly AI generated, which is also environmentally questionable. And now you just ordered this junk that you're probably gonna throw away or send to the thrift store or whatever it may be, and it's just junk. It's just junk that gets thrown away. And you know what, one of my favorite videos too that I've seen with this overconsumption trend, I hate to call it that, but go with me, stick with me on this overconsumption thing, is that showing thrift stores full of crap and saying like, just because you give it away to Goodwill doesn't stop it from existing. Like, it ultimately ends up somewhere else. It doesn't go away. It won't go away for a long time. And ultimately you're just sending things into the ether, or you're hoarding it in your homes and letting your stuff just become junk in your house that stresses you out, and then ultimately you probably will give away, and then it'll just be junk somewhere else. I am in no way perfect when it comes to this. I've bought a lot of stuff, especially within the past few years. I worked at a boutique, and not blaming the boutique or anything, it was a boutique in the mall, and I think that looking back, I think working in a mall in general can be very hard. Working in a store can be very hard because you're just constantly surrounded and you see the new things that come in. You see all of the stuff in the mall and you get very entranced by it. And I don't know, you just kind of sometimes can't help, like, oh, it's easy to pop over to Sephora or whatever, or pop over there and see like what sales they have going on or whatever. I have definitely been really bad about that. When I was working in a mall, it was like, it's just always in front of you. And not that I haven't bought stuff that I like and enjoy, like clothing wise especially. Now that I'm at home a lot of the time, it's kind of hard to like, I bought a lot of like these cute dresses and stuff like that, and I'm gonna hold on to them obviously, like when I need them, and when I need to wear something like that, I'll wear them. But most of the time I'm not gonna be wearing them. There's just gonna be stuff in my closet that I just ultimately don't need. I'm even trying to take a look at myself this year and really be more conscious, put more effort into what I'm buying, using the things that I have rather than immediately going and buying more of it or whatever it may be. And I guess I'll just share a few ways that I'm also trying to be more conscious of my consumerism and also do things that will help me save more of my money, be more self-sufficient rather than relying on companies to make things for me. One of the first things that I've been doing for a while now, actually, I've recently got back into reading, which if you haven't seen, watch my 2024 reads ranked video. One major thing I've been doing is books. Books you can get for very, very cheap, all kinds of places. One for free at the library. Just go get a library card. Support your local library. That's also a great thing to do, especially coming into this year. We're gonna potentially lose social services like the library. So please go and support your library while they still exist. So one, going to the library. I know also our library in Nashville is connected to Libby. Libby's also a great app where you can listen to ebooks, things like that. Another way I found is people are constantly posting books on Facebook Marketplace for like a few bucks. Sometimes people want a little bit more than certain books are worth, but you can haggle with people, whatever. Go to estate sales is another great way. Estate sales, garage sales. That's a little bit harder. Sometimes you won't always find like trendy or new books there, so that is a little bit harder. And another great place is the thrift store. I've found so many trendy and newer books in great condition for like $2. And they're all still in pretty good condition. Or if you do want to buy new books or a brand new book that just came out or support your favorite author, go to local bookstores. Don't go to Amazon. I mean, that should feel obvious at this point. Another thing that I'm doing this year to be more self-sufficient is, I've made a few videos about this too, but I want to start a garden. I don't have a lot of space because I do live in an apartment. However, I want to make some of my own vegetables and things, so that way I can, one, be more healthy, be responsible for my own food, and learn that process, and also not have to spend as much at the grocery store because grocery prices have gotten out of control and they're not going to get any better anytime soon. And this third one kind of went hand in hand with what I was talking about before, but with makeup products or things like that, just any type of stuff that I have to buy consistently, just use what you have and be more intentional about using what you have. Even if, go digging in your house. I have an apartment, so there's not a lot of places stuff can hide, but you'd be surprised sometimes stuff hides in nooks and crannies of your house or your place, and you lose track of stuff that you didn't realize was there. And so go digging for stuff in your house that's probably already there that you could use, and use that up before you go out and buy brand new things. Another thing I want to learn how to do, and this is another great thing, another great resource from your library, is there are a lot of tools that you can rent, literal tools or sewing machines, things like that. You can rent from your local library. So look into that if you're looking to learn how to knit or crochet or do things like that, sew, whatever. Your library sometimes has stuff like that that you can rent, which is something I didn't realize our own library system has. Didn't know about that until a friend told us about it, and so definitely going to be looking into that more in 2025 instead of just running out and buying things. Like I said, estate sales too. I love estate sales and garage sales. When it gets warmer out, obviously garage sales will be easier, not in January necessarily, but estate sales are great to go and look through people's junk that they didn't want either, and they're getting rid of, or sometimes somebody passed. You can find so much cool stuff at estate sales and garage sales that's sometimes in great condition. But yeah, I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to basically talk about not spending as much, being more conscious about what I spend, and being more resourceful, a little bit more self-reliant going into 2025. So that's one of my goals for 2025. Let me know what your guys' goals are for 2025, and thanks for watching. Bye.